2, 3, 4.
They call her Lady Luck, but she don't feel so lucky lately. Another name could take its place to suit her since the day she gave away her dice and playing cards. The games that made her famous. The face of the insatiable is shaking off the chaos. She's not waiting for her lucky break. She's not a member, but they let her in the club. She's not waiting for her luck to change. A secret handshake that was made up on the spot.
Ooh! Welcome, ladies, gents, friends betwixt and beyond the gender binary, to Jam Mechanics. That's right, you've wandered into the Jam Academy. Whether you meant to or not, that is where you are here, and the doors are locked. My name is Matt Johnson. I'm from the Narcissist Cookbook. With me today is...
It's Bug from Bug Hunter with the surprise start of the episode that I didn't know was going to happen because I was sitting here by myself just tip-tapping away on Discord and Matt was off screen and then all of a sudden was screaming in the microphone.
I gotta keep you on my toes. I gotta keep me on my toes.
You gotta keep me on your toes.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little dance, like a little daddy-daughter dance at a wedding. Jam Mechanics is a podcast. Matt and me, Bug, are songwriters. What we do is we get together, we get challenged to write a song, go away for 3 hours, and we come back and we show off the song that we've written and we talk about what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and if we're ever going to use it for anything. We are on season 4. This season, we are doing a Wikipedia thing where we are going through Wikipedia and finding pages to challenge each other with based off a Meatloaf song. Before we do that, we have to get to know each other. Matt, do you have the list of icebreakers up?
I got a list of icebreakers up. I was saying to you before we hit go on this uses up my creative mojo. I have so little juice at this time of the morning at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
I was like, it is not the morning where you are.
But here's my question for you. If the other person was a con artist, what would their signature scam be? Now, you've done a scam with your dad. You've run a scam, the toilet
we run
scam.
scams. Yeah, the great
That's from
heist.
Philip N.
So if you were a con artist, what would your signature scam be? I don't know that you could be a con artist. Have we talked about your radical honesty on this podcast?
No, we
Because
haven't.
I watch Matt talk to a lot of people, and Matt has this impulse. I'm dubbing radical honesty.
Radical honesty is a thing. It's Brad Blanton. It was like a 1980s, 1990s, bordering on a cult. And it was really just his way of trying to sleep with as many women as possible, as many of these movements end up being. We can take it back. You can call this radical honesty.
I'll work on the branding of that. Maybe impulsive honesty? Is that a better term
that's
for
fair.
it?
I can't stop.
The best, most clear example of this that I can give is when we were in Vancouver. It was the dev team for
My favorite game.
your
Peglin.
favorite game, Peglin.
Yeah.
They listen to your music, like they are fans of your music.
They are fans of my music, and I am fans of their game.
The dynamic of the VIP line shifted like so 180 so quickly when Matt saw the dev team for Peglin, because it became Matt being very excited to meet his heroes, just like unsure of what to do and forgetting that we needed to take a picture and wanting to talk with them. It was so funny. And there was what, like 5 or 6 of them? There was like the whole team was there.
There's 4 of them, yeah.
Yes, 4 of them. You're talking to this one, you're talking to that one, you're talking to that one. One of them...
They were like introducing themselves.
Yeah,
they were like, hello, I do the graphics.
Right, I do the graphics. I'm the project manager. And this guy says, I do the soundtrack. All Matt has to say is...
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's so cool. I'm so happy to meet you. But what Matt does say is, when I play Peglin, I mute all of the sounds. For no reason.
Well, no, because here's what it had been. It was like, I do the graphics. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like the coding. Oh my God, that's incredible. I do the music. And the thing is, music person, if you're listening to this, I love you. And I think you were my biggest fan. I think that you had brought the rest of them along. And I'm such a bad liar. Like, you said, I do the music. And in my head, I was like, if I just go, oh, that's so cool, it will be obvious that I don't listen to the music. It will be obvious that there is a shift, and then it will look like I hate the music because I'm lying, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want
Do
it
you
to
think
look
they were
like...
going to ask you, what's your favorite melody from... Which screen has your favorite tune?
Would have if I had just been like, that's so cool, it would have been obvious that in my head, I'm just like, shit, I have no idea what any of the sounds of this video game are. I immediately put it on mute and listen to video essays about Elden Ring.
All you have to do in these situations, when someone is in the line and they're talking to you about something that you don't totally understand or have an answer for, you just go for a high five. Just like you just meet enthusiasm with enthusiasm.
No, that would have been so bad. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I was just like, graphics, oh, that's amazing. Programming, oh, you program so good. That's so good. I do the music. High five.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
no.
High five,
no.
because you have this camaraderie. Music person, music person. You, me, we're both music people. High five. Skin bond.
Bug, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
My question for you is...
You asked me the question.
Yeah,
what are you
okay.
doing?
Well,
You
that was
already asked
confusing
question.
because like I asked you a question and your question was about me. I was confused.
Hey, Matt, I have a question for you.
Okay, hit me.
Would you rather be turned into a bird or a fish? That's from the Icarian moth.
Thank you, Icarian moth, for that wonderful question. Bug, thank you for choosing a question that has a yes or no answer, that has a 50-50 choice. I would choose bird.
Bird. It has to be bird.
It's the correct answer. I'm scared of the water.
Yeah.
If I was a fish, I feel like fish are just inherently prey animals.
Yeah.
The sea is the most dangerous place in the universe.
Has to be. Has to
Exactly.
be. A shark can smell your blood from 1,000 miles away.
Shark can smell my blood right now.
Yeah.
From where I am.
We're just lucky that sharks can't get on land.
If there's a knock at my door right now, I'm not answering it. I would be a bird. I always wanted to be able to fly. So boring, so trite. Everyone wants to be able to fly.
Are you saying you're so boring and so trite because you can't fly? Is that what you're...
No, so yeah, exactly. I'm saying that it
I'm
is
so boring, I'm so
it's
trite,
so pedestrian of me that I
even
can't fly.
fly.
I wasn't
Yeah.
I wasn't at school during flight lessons. I know the rest of you can do it, and you're pretending you can to make me feel better. Yeah, I'd be a bird. I'd be a bird big enough to not be picked on.
You have to pick bird or fish, but you can't choose which bird or which fish. Does that change your answer? Because you could be bird, but you could be like a chicken in a factory farm, and you wouldn't know. Or you could be a cool penguin. Would you rather take a random chance at being any bird or take a random chance at being any fish? Shark or fish? You could be a shark.
You could be a shark. No, think of how many things there are in the sea. If I say I'm going to be a fish, I'm just going to be a little burger fish. I'm going to be a little treat fish that a whale eats and doesn't even know it's eating it. You know? I'm going to be a single French fry. You know? I want to be a bird because even a small bird, it's fine. I can just go and hide in some rafters somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Cool. So you're a you want to be an urban bird.
I do want to be an urban bird.
There's a difference. If you're a bird in the Amazon rainforest, I feel like you're as good as a fish.
I'm going to be eaten by a spider.
Right, exactly. A bird in the rainforest is basically a flying fish.
No, I want to be an urban bird.
An urban bird is the best bird you could be.
Urban bird. That's absurd. No.
Do we know each other?
Yeah, we do know each other.
sounds
We've
good.
learned it.
Are we ready to do the whole thing?
Yeah, we're ready to do the whole thing. Oh no, wait! I have a correction to make. We got a new
New segment. Boo, 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 boo.
corrections. I was wrong.
Oh, is this you talking about how you said the wrong phrase on last episode?
Yeah, exactly. But I also want you to know that none of you had the chance. Like, I know that there are people who have DM'd me, who have emailed me, who have commented, being like, Matt, you're an idiot. When a rhythm goes da-dum, 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 that's not iambic pentameter, that's dactylic hexameter. And I want you to know,
You idiot.
I don't care. We recorded this episode before broadcast. I realized that I was wrong before you had a chance to tell me I was wrong.
And then you tried to make me edit it out of the episode. And I was
Exactly.
like, you were like, oh, we have to cut that whole bit. And I was like, do we?
It's dactylic hexameter. That's what we like. I swear to God, if I'm wrong about this, I'm canceling the entire show. So
Okay,
corrections.
Now that we've got corrections out of the way, are we ready
You know
to
what's
do
really
the thing?
nice is
What?
that that's the only thing I've ever been wrong about on this show. We've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
had to do a correction.
We've never
before.
had to do the correction segment before.
So where we got last week, you navigated from 1984 to Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yes.
And now
so
I am going to-
so far that chain has been the Meatloaf song. No one even remembers what the Meatloaf song was. It was a Meatloaf song. It was 1984. It was Too Fast, Too Furious. That was your chain. And you're going to go 2 clicks away from Too Fast, Too Furious to find me a song challenge page. The other chain that we're working on was the Meatloaf song to
Optical
illusion to weather panes.
Weather panes.
And that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. And I'm going to go 2 clicks away from weather panes. And I'm going to find you a challenge page to write a song about. Matthew, are you ready?
I'm too ready.
Too ready. Too ready, too furious. There we go.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
There's actually not that many links on weather panes. There's maybe like 8 to choose from. The first click is always the hardest one because you don't know what you're going to find on the next page and you can't go back. Oh God, I'm not going to.
Is this a breast situation all over again?
I was so mad that you didn't choose breast for me last week.
Did you have a whole tit song ready to go?
Liberal titty was right there.
There we go. Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Welcome back to corrections. I should have made that joke last week.
We're not cutting a single second of this.
No, the whole thing. I'm trying not to Too Fast, Too Furious you again. There's so many meme prompts on here that I'm bobbing and weaving between the memes.
Okay, right. Okay, I've got it. Okay, so I feel like I accidentally cheated.
Did you?
I accidentally cheated, Bug.
Did you? Tell me more about this with your impulsive honesty.
Because I went from Too Fast, Too Furious, and I clicked on a link for which I was like, well, that would be a funny one to give you. As I clicked on nitrous oxide, and then from nitrous oxide, the longest Wikipedia page in the history of Wikipedia, I found a whole bunch of interesting things. I just found Whip It. I found a whipped cream charger. So I was like, you know what? I went from nitrous oxide just straight to nitrous oxide. I like doubled down on it. So I have given you the page for Whippets or the
whipped cream charger. I have these.
I believe you.
My wife makes homemade whipped cream. She has a little homemade whipped cream kit. And she
Go and take a little hit of it. Go and take a little hit of it and see what you come up with in 3 hours.
Just see what that does for Jam Mechanics. We got a new format.
The famously sober Bug Hunter.
This was the best season of Jam Mechanics. They burn so bright. Okay, so I have the Wikipedia page for whipped cream charger.
Also known as Whip It, Nos, or
colloquially
Nang.
known as a Whip It, Nos, or Nang when used recreationally. I've been eating whipped cream recreationally my entire life. So yeah, there there are 3 headings for uses under the uses the page. First usage, culinary. Second usage, recreational drug. Third usage, model rocketry.
Oh, model rocketry is such a good phrase.
What can't this thing do?
It's the wonder drug.
I love this page. Thanks, Matt. Okay. Here's what I got for you. So I started on weather panes. And what I clicked on was the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as NOAA. Do you know what NOAA is on your side of the world?
Yeah, that's the National Organization of
It's like our government weather.
Yeah, we've got the Met Office.
Sure.
The Meteorological Office.
Here's what I found for you that I think it kind of goes with what we were just talking about. So this is actually perfect. I found a little page.
Oh, okay.
Intriguing, right?
Interesting. You managed to call back. That's the quickest callback we've ever done.
Boom.
I am looking at the Wikipedia page for deep sea exploration. Mm-hmm. Oh, fantastic.
You won't be a little fish.
Yeah, deep sea exploration, whether you're a fish exploring or you're a man exploring or a woman, I'm a hero.
Thank you, Matt. Good job.
That's what you're doing when you are deep sea exploring. Okay, fantastic.
That's what it says. You're just reading that verbatim.
Yeah.
So we have 3 hours to go away and write a song about whippets and deep sea exploration.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Deep sea exploration. That gives me so much. I can write any song I want.
Matt, are you gonna dive into it? I'm gonna leave that whole silence. We are back from the break. Matt from Jam Mechanics, how was your Jam Mechanics?
I don't know. I am currently in it's a dead meme at the moment, but I'm in a sort of Schrödinger song situation where I have absolutely no idea what I have.
As in terms of quality or in terms of like content?
But I've got something. I have 2 minutes 59 seconds or something of a song.
That's not bad. For
but
you,
yeah.
you messaged me an hour ago and you said, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, this was the most in trouble I felt in a long time. This way, it was an hour to go, and I was like, it's too late for me to change my mind, but I have been pulling at this thread, and I don't know if anything's going to be at the end of it, which is thematically linked to the song. Bug, how did you do?
I had a super, super fun time, super good time doing Jam Mechanics this time. I got to do a fun little creative one.
Good. So I assigned you Whippets.
Yeah, you gave me Whippets, which,
Yeah.
just to recap, as we talked about before the break, Whippets have 3 uses according to Wikipedia.com. 1, culinary. 2, recreational drugs. 3, model rocketry. That one tickled me the most, I'll be honest, more than anything, because I knew about the first 2 and the third one. Just the fact that there's just like, here's the big 3. Let me give you the big picture of Whippets. It's these 3. And that really cracked me up. And so I went for a walk around the block and I came back with an idea and I ran with it for a long time, enough to do a little bit of production. I normally don't do a little bit of production on my songs and Jam Mechanics. I normally am panic doing a one take at the end. This one is, I did a little production on it.
I want to hear this. I'm excited.
Okay. I wrote a song called Bottle Rocket Astronaut.
Hell yes.
And I'm going to send you this file with the lyrics. I'll hand everything over to you.
Okay, we're going to listen to Bottle Rocket Astronaut by Bug Hunter from the band Bug Hunter. In 3, in 2, in 1, go.
I am Bert, the urban bird. I got one wing that doesn't work, but I have built a bottle rocket that'll lift me off the earth. Shoot for the stars, nah, that ain't me. I would settle for that tree, be like everybody else who can get up there easily. And if you try to pin me down, then I will get up off the ground. I am a bottle rocket astronaut, and all I want's the same thing everybody's got already. Make it look so easy. I've been gracious, I've been patient. Natural selection never saw me coming, baby. I am Bert, the urban bird. I've got one wing, it doesn't work. And I've got whippets in my nest, but if they ask, you never heard that, wanna raid me? They can try. Here's a slice of pumpkin pie. All the while I'm expanding to a full-fledged enterprise. See that goldfish in the bird bath? You get 3 hints to guess who did that. We put a turtle on a mailbox and a hedgehog on a trash can. We've got funding coming through and big announcements coming soon. We pledge by 2026 we'll put a gopher on the roof. I am a bottle rocket astronaut, and all I want's the same thing everybody's got already. Make it look so easy. I've been gracious, I've been patient. Natural selection never saw this coming, baby.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept and one we intend to win.
I am a bottle rocket astronaut, and all I want's the same thing everybody's got already. Make it look so easy. I've been gracious, I've been patient. Now we got Charlie Darwin freaking rolling in his gravy.
Yeah!
I am Bert, the urban bird. Keep me down, it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's... You had me from line 1. You had me absolutely from line 1. Verse 2 might be... Verse 2,
Yes.
like part 2, goldfish
Yes.
in the bird bath, turtle in the mailbox, hedgehog in the trash. We pledge by 2026 we'll put a gopher on the roof. I'm just quoting bits like this. I'm the guy in the comments just quoting lines from the movie you just watched, okay? Like, this is... I love this.
Yeah, I had fun. It was super fun. I love Bert, the urban bird. He's got one wing that doesn't work. I love him.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, tell me the story of how you wrote the Ballad of Bert the Urban Bird.
I got fixated on the Model Rocket bit of the Wikipedia page for Whippets, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write. It's a mouse is gonna build a little model rocket so he can reach the pumpkin pie on the counter, and he's gonna have a friend who's just doing whippets in the back. And I'm gonna incorporate all three. And I went for a walk, and when I came back, I am Bert, the urban bird. I got one wing. It doesn't work.
And you're like, fuck, that's an entire
that's
song.
It. That's the whole thing. I was like, at the very least, I had that first verse. I am Bert, the urban bird. I got one wing that doesn't work, but I built a bottle rocket that'll lift me off the earth. I was like, at the very least, I'm just going to show Matt this when I get back. Even if I go and write a different song, I'm at least going to like demo out that idea just as a joke. Because I was like, I don't know where else there's to go with it. And you know what kind of inspired me for this song? Have you ever watched videos of like babies getting glasses? Or like girls getting like their cochlear implant and hearing like their best friend for the first time. And it's just it makes me cry. Like I just sit there and I watch these videos and I'm just like, oh, and it just like makes me like, it just makes me feel so grateful. And like the things that you take for granted, that like there are people who work so hard and will work so hard to like get people just to like have the things that I take for granted, sight, being able to walk around. And so that's what inspired me with this song was Bert with his one little wing that doesn't work, who builds a bottle rocket so that he can just get back on par with all the other birds. And then I was like, I don't think I have anywhere else to go with this. But it turns out, listener, that I was wrong. Because then I was like, well, okay, once he's done that for himself, he's going to start a little business putting little critters up high on places. He's going to try and get little critters vertical and get them up to places they've never been before. And it might have been inspired because
he's a disruptor, is what he is.
He disrupted the critter space. I was out yesterday out in the woods writing a song. Took my little travel guitar out into the woods to write a song. And I sent you this video of this little groundhog that I didn't even know there's groundhogs out there. I know there are squirrels and snakes and stuff out there. And this little groundhog chonker, this little
perfectly spherical groundhog.
You made a joke because he was such a chunky little guy. You were like, that little guy can see his shadow in any direction.
I'm glad that made you laugh because I typed that and I was like, I don't know if that's anything.
The follow up to that is I passed off that joke like it was mine to a ladybug last night.
You fucking asshole.
We were in bed and I showed her the video and I was like, this little guy can see his shadow in any direction. And she laughed so hard she almost spit out her mouth guard.
Bug, you better fucking come clean about this because I know Ladybug don't listen to this podcast. She'll never know.
My joke now, baby.
No!
So then I Googled what little animals can't climb trees because I was like, I'm going to get them up there. In this song, these critters are getting vertical. I was like, yeah, this little guy, he's going to start a little business getting animals up into places they normally couldn't get, leaving to the imagination why they would want to do that and what they would do when they get up there. But yeah, it was all leading towards by 2026, we'll put a gopher on the roof.
This is great. This is fantastic.
I got all of the uses of whippets into the song with that second verse. I said, I got whippets in my nest, but if they ask you never heard that, want to raid me, they can try. Here's a slice of pumpkin pie.
Yeah. I didn't get the pumpkin pie joke until I was reading back immediately after the song and I was like, oh, I see what you did there. That's fantastic. He's allowed them.
Yes.
Like in Britain, you're allowed a knife if you're using it for business.
It's kind of like a joke obscured behind the lyrics itself, but it is like I was thinking of going in a direction where the government was going to step in and take away my bottle rocket because of the use of illicit substances. And I was like, I don't think there's a very fun way to go with this. And so you can see where I started it, where I was like, you want to raid me? You can try. Here's a slice of pumpkin pie. Like saying like, oh, I'm actually, this whippet is culinary. I liked it still in the song because it kind of acts as like his front for why he has an industrial amount of whippet canisters for his bottle rocket business.
It's always fun to me when you make a song that is just begging for a video.
At me, Deep Blue Ink.
What excites me about this is that also I listen to this and I'm like, I feel like if you were going to finish this, I feel like it's like barely even halfway, but it's still good where it is. Like it's already really, really good. But I also know that like you've got a lot of tidying up that you would want to do with it.
Yeah.
So if you ever finish it off, I'm super hyped for where it ends up.
Production wise, I see this as kind of like 90s garage rock.
It's got a sort of Undone by Weezer sort of.
Okay, yeah, the going back in between like the plucking verses and then the kind of bigger choruses. Yeah.
This is the Weezer season. I keep being like
Weezer
it's
season.
like WZRSZN. Guy who's only listened to Weezer says, "Hey, this sounds a lot like Weezer." But yeah,
Things that I would want to do with this, I think this is going to be either be all or nothing. If any of this lives, all of it lives, or if none of it lives, then.
oh yeah, I can't imagine you being like, "I'm going to take Bert the Urban Bird and put him in a different song."
Yeah.
You know,
No,
this is where he
either,
lives.
This is either on Spotify or in the garbage can, depending on what people are saying in the comments right now.
Get into your email account and write an email to bug@jammechanics.com and tell Bug that you will carry out some direct action if Bert the Urban Bird doesn't end up on the next album. I'm excited to listen to this again when the final edit's done.
Do you want to do your song?
Yeah, I've got a song. Struggled even with the title. The song is called A Mile and Change. My prompt was deep sea exploration.
That's right.
And I will.
What did you find? What did you find when you were searching through deep sea
Okay.
exploration?
Well, when I was looking up deep sea exploration, the first thing I found was a history of deep sea exploration, and the very first entry on that sparked my imagination. This is a story that's kind of inspired by Ferdinand Magellan and a specific thing that he did, but I also fictionalize it quite heavily.
Do you want to tell me what he did, or are we going to figure it out in the song?
No, we're going to finish it. I don't want to spoil it.
I'm just asking if we're in a context. You got lyrics or
Kablambo.
okay? We are going to hit go on a song called "A Mile and Change" from Matt. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I'll tie a cannonball to a fishing line, toss it overboard. Let us sing right to the bottom, boys. Discover how deep it goes. You can swear to the stars with a hand in your heart, everybody, when you get back home, that you touch the bottom of the ocean floor. I know you, men. I know you well. When I look at you, I see myself. The coaxing waves beckon us in. We travel to the ends of the earth just to swing our feet over the edge. And when I sleep, I hear the call, the howling void beneath our hull goes on forever. Ha! That's so absurd. And we'll know better by the time the sun sets. We'll know for sure. Tie a cannonball to a fishing line, toss it overboard. Let us sing right to the bottom, boys, and discover how deep it goes. You can swear to the stars with a hand in your heart, everybody, when you get back home, that you touch the bottom of the ocean floor. We let it drop for a mile and change. We didn't talk as the evening came, and we only stopped cause the line ran tight. Would've kept on going if we could, but we got the sense we could've gone all night. And as the morning sun bore down on us, and the ocean yawned indifferent, goes on forever. And I haven't slept, cause I dream of the beast in the infinite deep, and I wake in a sweat. Tied a cannonball to a fishing line, tossed it overboard. Let it sink over a mile and discovered how deep this goes. We can swear to the stars with a hand on our heart, everybody, when we get back home, that there isn't any bottom on the ocean floor.
What happened to him?
Right. Okay. So first of all, as soon as I submitted this to the panel, I thought where that should end is it should go like fly. It should come back in for like one like big fast bit. So for Friggity Frederick Magellan,
Fred.
he was circumnavigating the globe. I think he was traveling across the Pacific Ocean, and he decided to measure how deep the ocean was. So he tied a cannonball to a fishing line, and he was like, "We got a fucking mile of this bitch. We're not going to need even half of that shit." And the Pacific Ocean is 11 miles deep.
Cool.
And I was just trying to imagine his crew being like, "Ha ha ha!" And then as they started to run out of line, go, "Oh." The sense that they would have thought, imagine if this is a mile, imagine if it's a mile deep, and them not even hitting the bottom, and then having to continue to go traveling with this monumental recontextualization of how big this body of water that they're on is. And I think I did a reasonably good job, reasonably good at selling what that story is, but I was struggling. I was really struggling with this one.
Knowing the context of the song, contextualize some of the questions I had. The continuing tie a cannonball to a fishing line. I was like, what is this imagery? What is this metaphor that you're like? And it's not a metaphor. It's just a thing. That's how they did it. Yeah, okay.
You think I had time to come up with a metaphor, Bug?
No one could possibly come up with a metaphor in 3 hours.
No, when I read that he tied a cannonball to a fishing line, I'm like, that's the opening line of the song.
Yeah.
Like, I can't change that.
Yeah, I really like the concept of this. I really like the idea of going out and trying to find the bottom of the ocean. The idea that they just went to a spot and they'll be like, this will be the bottom, wherever it lands. I
mean, this was in like 1521, so like whatever version of this story has survived has probably become apocalyphalized.
So you're telling me that years and years and centuries before they started laying pipe across the ocean, they were laying balls?
They were dropping balls and laying pipe. I was thinking about that when I was writing this, and I had a couple of moments where I was like, how close to this am I straying? And I'm like, not at all. No. Not in vibe, concept, or execution.
Nothing. There's a boat.
So yeah, that's my little sea shanty.
The end made me think that they got swallowed by a sea monster.
Well, that's what I was thinking of doing, and then I'm like, that's sort of trite for me. And also, it was based enough on a true story.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like the story that I understood it to be, the character arc that I understood it doesn't need a sea monster, because the monster is discovering that this thing is deeper than you get. What Magellan ended up writing was that the ocean is immeasurably deep, which is obviously not true, but by 1521 standards, that's 100% true. Yeah. And what a terrifying thing to realize.
Yeah.
But, you're stuck out there for a year or whatever, and then you realize it's like, cool, we're on the infinite puddle.
Because I was trying to search for this metaphor of the cannonball, I was like, is this about like bringing man-made weapons to places they don't belong? Is this like besmirching like somewhere nice?
I see what you mean, because you're like, no, that was cannonball because that was the heaviest thing they had.
And that's I was trying to solve the mystery of why cannonball is this like stand-in for touching the bottom of the ocean floor, like specifically like cannonball to a string. The fact that that's just what they did clears up so much for me.
The one bit of this that I'm genuinely happy with, the way the chorus sort of ends just before you would expect it to end, because I was like, you touch the bottom of the ocean floor, and then I was trying to rhyme it with home, and then I'm like, well, some of my favorite folk songs, my favorite sea shanties have this juddering movements where it just goes into a verse, and the chorus, it's sort of like what you did last week, and then you touch the bottom of the ocean floor and then resolve it back. You're back in the verse about 2 bars before you would expect to be. And I'm pretty happy with that. I like the fact that the word floor keeps getting longer as they are delving deeper and deeper into it.
And also in your lyrics, as you sent them to me, the last floor, it has about 20 O's, which made me laugh when I got to it.
That was so I didn't forget to do it.
So I think this concept for a song, this story, is super cool. I think of all the things you could have plucked out of Deep Sea Exploration, I think you plucked a very, very cool idea out of it. I think it's more just like emphasizing the context of it.
Well, this was the other thing I was trying to avoid doing, because I didn't want to be like, in 1521, when Frederick Magellan, I was, because as soon as I got the concept, my gut was to go, in 1521, blah, blah, blah. And I really didn't want to do that this time, you know? I'm a big believer in just throwing the listener into the ocean and going, figure it out. When I said I was in trouble and I've been chasing this thread, what I meant was I've been writing a sea shanty and I can't stop. It's too late for... I spent 2 minutes trying to be like, can I change the vibe of this from anything from sea shanty? I'm just... You can't change it.
You can't unshanty.
I've already shantied too much. I can't stop doing it.
You have, unfortunately, you've used your shanty card.
Don't say that, because now I think I want to keep on doing... Now I want to try more shanties.
Oops, all shanties.
Shanty, more like shalty.
You know, Matt, I was going to say that 30 seconds ago, and I was like, Matt will not let me. and I'm so mad.
I'm sorry that I got to the episode title before you did.
Fantastic. Do we want to wrap this up?
Bug, we did it once again. We've written 2 timeless classics that will be recorded in the where's that America? The Hall of Libraries,
the Library of Congress.
The Library of Congress. I'm going to get these sent off. I'm going to get them notarized by a local lawyer, and no one's ever going to be able to write a sea shanty again because I own it, and no one's ever going to be able to tie a rocket to a bird again because you own that concept. Thank you so much for joining us today in the Jam Academy.
If you like these songs, you can get them on our Bandcamp or our website, jammechanics.com or jammechanics.bandcamp.com. They are pay what you want, so you can go and grab these for whatever you want. You can throw a couple bucks on there if you want to support the show. Yeah, we haven't mentioned this in a little bit. If you want to give us feedback directly, you can email us at bug@jammechanics.com and tnc@jammechanics.com. Or if you want to get to both of us and see who responds first, it's hello@jammechanics.com. Get in our Discord. It's a really good Discord. You could be part of the live listen along that we're doing right now if you're listening to this as soon as it comes out. It's a very fun time. There's a bunch of people. We listen to it together.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. If we are not on tour right now,
you mean 2 weeks?
I do. I got it right. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
My name's Bug. I'm going to be called Bug Hunter.
I'm Matt. I'm from the Narcissist Cookbook.
This has been Jam Mechanics, and remember, we are incapable. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They call her Lady Luck, but she don't feel so lucky lately. Another name could take its place to suit her since the day she gave who read her dice and playing cards. The games that made her famous. The face of the insatiable is shaking off the chaos. She's not waiting for her lucky break. She's not a member, but they let her in the club. She's not waiting for her luck to change. A secret handshake that was made up on the spot. She's not waiting for her luck to change. He is also here.